Hello, everybody, and welcome to our very first live edition of Geekcenter. My name is Corey Morrison. I am the Right Honorable Geek Minister of the Movie Trivia Face-Off. And joining me today is your broadcast team for the World War Geek qualifier that's coming up, taping tomorrow afternoon. David the Spaniard Garcia and Jeff Saunders. How's it going today, gentlemen?
I'm doing great. This is exciting. World War Geek is coming fast. But before that, we are going to have one match that's going to set a precedent. And I really, really think this one is going to be a good one as well. Like, it's going to be... I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen, because in World War Geek, everybody is calling favorites, everybody is calling MVPs, everybody has an idea. In this one, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Jackson is summing up the will of the entire chat when he says he's really happy to see David clean shaven. So thank you very much for that, Jackson.
Jackson, we all are.
Thank you. I finally got allowed to get out of the house, and that was the first thing I did. You know, the mask makes all this uncomfortable.
You're right on that count. And I just want to throw in, this thing that we're going to be doing, this qualifying match. I think that there are a bunch of dark horses in this thing, like a lot of competitors that we really don't even know what to expect from, because we've maybe only seen them in one match, and maybe in that match it wasn't their best day. So I'm really excited about seeing what's going to happen.
Jeff, do we have any chance of seeing your roommate El Scriblo here today? Nick Carley is wondering.
Yeah, I think he's taking a siesta.
Thank goodness for that. But before we get into the World War Geek qualifier, we've actually got a very big announcement. Something big we've been working on for a little bit here. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Jeff Saunders to make this announcement that may involve a new title.
Yes, and by May, it is going to involve a new title. So one of the things that we have been working on behind the scenes is trying to expand what we do here in the MTFO. We take a lot of what we do comes from the Schmodown. They kind of set the precedent and the model for what we do. And a lot of what they do comes from professional wrestling. So adhering to the DNA from both of those things, I am happy to announce that we're going to be revealing a new title called the Anytime, Anywhere title. And this thing is going to be a nod to the WWE's 24/7 title. And not to go into all the specifics quite yet, I will put them on the Discord server here in the next couple of days. But this thing's going to change hands a lot. This is going to be something that will consist of matches that are only 5 questions long, real rapid fire, and that's it. So you can expect to see these matches pop up before or after our other matches. Shoot, they might even pop up in the middle of a match. So you better make sure you stay tuned to the channel and watch everything that comes out, so you can keep track of who has this bad boy.
And Jeff, who's eligible for the Anytime, Anywhere Championship? Is it singles? Is it Geek? Is it Star Wars? Or is it everybody?
So this will eventually be open to everyone. Now, the first group of competitors that we're going to go with will be competitors who are not in World War Geek. So once we have our qualifying match taken care of, and we know who all the competitors are in the big show here in a couple of weeks, we'll know who can be in this in the running for this thing. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to give a lot of people who maybe haven't had a match in a while, or who have been asking for matches, but because of booking and scheduling, we haven't been able to get them in. This will give a lot more people a way to participate, and perhaps even become a champ for a little while.
A little while. So if I am the champion, can I get challenged while I am, sleeping or something like that?
Well, that's a secret. We don't want to reveal all of it. But we figured out how it's going to work. And, like anything, what we do is entertainment. So what you see on your screen isn't necessarily what's going on behind the screens. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to reveal too much of the movie magic that we do here.
There you go. That is going to be a very fun addition to the movie trivia face-off coming up immediately after World War Geek. Expect to see little undercards happening with the Anytime, Anywhere Championship. I know last night, myself, and Jimmy Derry and Andrew the Elk Elk helped test some questions for Scribs, and I held that belt, I think, 9 or 10 times through the course of last night. So.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is one thing that I failed to say is this thing's going to encompass all of our divisions. So during these matches, you'll see singles style questions, you'll see Geektacular style questions, you're going to see Frenzy style questions, you're even going to see a barroom style question from time to time.
Are we going to see a Star Wars deep cuts?
I can't believe I forgot Star Wars. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
there will be some Star Wars division questions in there too. Sorry, my coffee is still kicking in, kids.
No, Joe, it won't be a participation trophy. This is an opportunity to get everybody involved chasing a belt. And with rapid fire questioning, some of the big time studiers in the league may be at a disadvantage because you're going to be getting questions from all over the place. So it's not a slam dunk for the Joe Fairleys of the world to win the Anytime, Anywhere championship. That is for sure. But now that is out of the way, we have got ourselves a World War Geek qualifying match to prepare for. So let's bring up that wheel. We have 11 names confirmed for the wheel here today. A bunch of big names actually, unfortunately, had to drop out due to work commitments. So congratulations to Brandon Dunlap, actually, who got his job back and is working tomorrow and couldn't compete. But that's great news whenever you have to bow out of a match because of reasons like that. So we got 11 names. We're just going to run through them here really quick. We have Tony Helm, Brandon Buck, Jackson Latner, Garth Harkness McMurray, Dave Ulfelder, Derek Parker, Kevin Poss, Ryan Payne, of course, losing that big match to Mark Meyer, Devontae King, a fellow I only know as Chris A., and Amaru Moses, the final participant here. So these are our 11 competitors. We're going to spin the wheel. First name is going to be draw number 1. Second name is going to be number 2, all the way up to 11. So you want to see your name on that wheel as long as humanly possible. You do not want to be one of the first 4 competitors here. So we're just going to shuffle the names here real quick to make it as fair as possible. Just throw about there and spin the wheel. This is who draws number 1 in the World War Geek qualifier. First on. Oh no!
Oh my God!
Poor Ryan Payne. First, he loses the match to Mark Meyer.
Oh no!
Is down in the qualifier, and now he draws number 1. Gentlemen, what do you think about Ryan Payne drawing number 1?
I mean, he was one of the favorites. He can still be, but man, you have to make a hell of a run.
Yeah, I mean,
Mark Meyer, for one, is loving this, I think.
Yep.
Well, if there's anyone in this thing that can do it, I'm sure it's Ryan. But man, he was in World War Geek, and then he got knocked down to this, and now he's got to go in first. So he definitely has a tough path ahead of him.
Well, but if anybody can do it, like you said, pull off a Bibiani in the qualifier, Ryan Payne would be one of those names, I think, that could do it. A lot of bad luck happening for poor Ryan here lately in the MTFO. Let's find out who's going to be on the table with him right off the hop. This is number 2 at the World War Geek qualifier, and we are coming down to Kevin Poss.
Okay.
Now, I don't know too much about Kevin there, David. What do
Well,
you know?
I have only seen him play once in Full Metal. He didn't do it well. Got knocked out by Twig, and then in the Star Wars match that unfortunately is not going to air, he did really well. But you know, that's a hard one, especially with someone like Ryan on the table.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be sort of the type of summation we give on a lot of these guys. There's going to be a bunch of guys in this thing that we just haven't seen them do a lot of matches. So, I think Kevin could be one of the big surprises in this thing. We just really don't know yet.
Yep.
It's already looking like a very tough table to kick things off in the qualifying match. Let's find out who's going to join him here. The unlucky individual who draws in number 3. is going to be Dave the Gopher Ufelder.
Oh,
Just made his debut here in the MTFO Geek Division just a couple of weeks ago. Gentlemen, your thoughts on Dave Ufelder?
He's great.
Mm.
I mean, I honestly think he could be one of those dark horses. In the last match he played against Cameron Holzman, who is a seasoned competitor, he pushed. He only had to answer his 5-pointer to win. He unfortunately couldn't do it by this match, but I think he only missed the last name of a Star Trek captain, if I am not mistaken.
That is correct.
I mean, he went toe-to-toe with Cameron Holzman, as I said, a very seasoned competitor. So in this type of match, if he can stay on the table for the first 2 rounds, he is going to have a real shot.
Yeah, I think he has a very good chance. And regardless of how he does, he's a great guy, and we're going to get to listen to him laugh a whole lot.
That is very true. He's a very happy individual. Like you said, David, pushing Cameron Holtzman right to his 5. Cameron had to answer his 5 just to stay alive in that match and force Dave to try and answer his, which unfortunately he missed. But a good competitor here, and already, the first 3 slots taken by potential favorites here in the qualifier. Let's see who's going to join him at number 4. Round and round we go, and we're going to stop on probably the most unluckiest man in the MTFO, Jackson Latner.
Oh my god.
What a table to start things off at the qualifier. Jackson Latner. David, your thoughts on Jackson?
I had 2 favorites in this match. Ryan Payne and Jackson Latner, sorry. Well, I mean, so I don't know what to say. One of those is probably going to pull off a Viviani, an 11 round, less than 11 round Viviani, but still a good performance. Also, Lantern changed his nickname to the Loser now. So it will be nice to see him go into World War Geek with an 0-3 record. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, he's definitely wearing that like a badge.
Yeah.
And good for him for doing that. I really think, I think of like all of our competitors who haven't won yet. Hasn't he scored like the most points?
I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff, because actually it was Jackson who asked me to start keeping a new stat in the MTFO Geek Division, and that's average points per match, which is a very telling stat. So I calculated everybody's average points per matches, and Jackson Latner actually number 14 in the league.
Wow.
Out of 45 competitors for average points.
That's.
I'm just going to bring up his actual number here. That's better than Albert Werdamer. That's better than David Garcia. That's better than Caleb Boatman. Better than Adam Collins, who just got drafted up to the Schmodown, but he's averaging 18.67 points per match.
I have to point out that 2 people had to break their league's points record to beat that guy. So, I mean,
yeah, I really feel like if Jackson can get through the first group here, he's the one to watch for this thing.
All I can say is, looking at this table, we better have some tiebreakers ready right off the hop, because it might be 5 for 5 to kick things off. Let's find out who's coming in at number 5 in the World War Geek qualifier. And it's going to be a close one. It looks like it's going to stop on Devontae King. Devontae King, a rookie, had his debut match, performed really well, kind of started off slow, spun Ninja Turtles, if I remember, which is a strength of his, and came on really strong at the end, just couldn't quite pull it out. He draws number 5. Gentlemen, do you remember anything from Devontae King's match?
He's really good at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Because I think that was one of the first times that category popped up, and
the first time
there were definitely some deep cuts in there, and he owned it like he bought it at the store, man.
Also, I am looking at the chat. I'm putting my money right now. Amaru Moses is going to be number 11.
I don't doubt it, and everybody in the chat appears to be
convinced.
Hopeful, convinced as well, and hoping that he makes it all the way to number 11. So, all right, so Devontae King coming in at number 5. Let's find out who will be number 6.
I'm the jinxer, by the way, Amaru. So
Amaru would be pretty happy, I think, with number 11. And it's going to be Derek Parker.
Oh, that's the rookie, right?
Yes, Derek Parker is a rookie. So we don't know too much about Derek.
I don't know.
I teamed with Derek on feature presentations last weekend. He was my partner in a tag match. Unfortunately, we didn't come out with the victory, but it was very, very close. Guy knows his stuff. But as I was part of that match, Tony Heald, who runs that fine organization over there at feature presentations, we were talking about World War Geek coming up, and Derek's like, I got to get in on that. So he immediately joined the Discord, joined the chat, got his name on the wheel, and now he's coming in at number 6. So not an experienced player in the fan leagues as of yet, but I think a serious contender who knows his stuff. Does that work to his favor, maybe? No one has really a lot of tape on him
In this
coming into this match?
type of matches, no. It doesn't work neither for his favor or against him. Like in this type of matches, you can't strategize. You just don't.
Yeah.
You're competing against yourself. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know it or you don't know it, basically.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Okay, we're down to our final 5 names here. We're going to find out who drew number 7 in the World War Geek qualifier. And it looks like it's going to be Garth Harkness McMurray, the Viking.
Okay.
Well, that's one competitor who has gotten a lot better in round 1 questions, which are going to be most of these. I can see him surviving 1-2 rounds, so it could be. I don't think there are a lot of heavy hitters. I don't think Garth is on the level yet, but he could give the surprise.
Yeah, I could definitely maybe see him as being a dark horse or maybe a dark Viking, but I think if he gets the right questions, he has a very good chance. His knowledge in just general comic book trivia is pretty deep and pretty good. The only problem is, sometimes that stuff doesn't translate to the movies. So that has come back to bite him a few times, but he is getting, like you said, he's improved with every match. And shoot, I'm talking like I'm his manager, but I'm not. That's my roommate.
But to that point, Jeff, in his first match, he scored 3 points. In his second match, he scored 14.
Yeah.
So pretty big swing and improvement there for Garth, who's coming in at a pretty decent number here at number 7. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised to see the Viking make it all the way through. All right, 4 names left. Let's find out who drew number 8 in the World War Geek qualifier. And it's going to be the enigma known as Chris A. I don't know much about this fellow. He just messaged me and said, I want in. I made him put his name in his screen name so we knew who it was, and it just said Chris A. So
okay. Cool. Chris A. So
I think he's Drunken Prayer is his nickname on the server. So hopefully we can get his full name before the actual match. But anyways, he comes in at number 8. I mean, Zamaru is still out there at number 11. Oh, and look at this. It's coming.
Oh, here.
He knows it.
I mean,
all right, 3 names left. Let's find out who drew number 9.
You got to put that one on screen.
Scribs, if you sounded more like his manager, then you'd be sounding Mexican. All right, number 9, we have Tony Helm. Tony Helm just competed in a match against Colton Roberts here not that long ago. Again, a very good match and a good showing by Tony Helm.
One of the strangest match I have ever called, I have to say.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, but Tony finds himself with a really good spot here on the table at number 9 for World War Geek, the qualifying match. We got 2 names left, Brandon Buck and the man, the myth, the legend. Let's find out. Will he get number 11?
What?
I think he is.
Wow.
Brandon Buck.
No way.
Brandon Buck at number 10. His match just dropped this week. David, I think if you remember, he was in that match where both players spun Spinner's Choice and then proceeded to stink up the joint in Spinner's Choice, only getting like 2 points out of a possible 10, but then stealing more from their opponent. A very odd situation in that match.
Yep.
But Brandon Buck coming in at number 10, I know he really wants to avenge that loss. He's got a great opportunity here, just 1 spot away from the final spot in the qualifier.
The thing we know about this guy is that he knows more about, I think it was he knows more about MCU than he thinks he knows about DCU. I think that's the take we have from this one.
Yeah. And of course,
Yeah.
that means at number 11.
Go ahead and spin it, man. Let's see who gets it.
Maru did some unspeakable things to the devil to get number. Let's see. Who's he going to wind up with?
The suspense is killing me.
Joe Fairley's on the edge of his seat.
What?
There you have it. It's official. All right, so that is our field for the World War Geek qualifier that we will be taping tomorrow afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern, I believe we said. Or was it 3? It was 3 p.m. Eastern. Sorry. I'm getting my days in quarantine is really starting to mess with me here.
It's whenever you tell me to wake up.
There you go. So all the competitors, I'm going to send you a DM very soon with the details about where to find the link and what number you drew in case you couldn't be here joining us in the chat here today. But I'm sure you like to know what number you're playing for in World War Geek itself.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have time to do up a fancy graphic, but I can let all the competitors know, and there's a lot of them in the chat here today, and I can let you know that the winner of the World War Geek qualifying match will be entering number 7 in World War Geek. So you're going to have a tough road to hoe there, my friends. 36 competitors in that match coming in at number 7. Great opportunity, though, maybe to pull off an MVP-type performance, which, David, maybe remind our viewers here what the MVP of World War Geek gets.
So the MVP of World War Geek is not going to be specifically who lasts more rounds. We are going to have a few other, they, because I will not be involved in the decision, they will have another factors in considerations like points, if they clear the table, something like that. But what we will award is they are going to have a number one contender match in any division geek based, I think. So we don't count singles, right?
No, I thought it was for everything, but that was just
right. Sorry, that was my bad. The MVP is going to be choosing a number one contender match between. We haven't decided if it's going to be between the first 5 ranks or the first 10 ranks for any division. So Star Wars, geek, singles, maybe geek teams if it comes away, singles teams, regular teams if it comes away. You can hold on that shot for a year until the next World War Geek.
That's right. You'll have a number one contender shot to be used anytime within the calendar year up until next year's World War Geek, actually. So the big stakes on the line for the MVP as well.
Oh, Alex Frost is asking an interesting question.
In theory, could they give it to someone else?
Yes.
I would think so.
Yes. You can award someone else a number one contendership match.
So, Alex Frost, of course, has an opportunity to enter World War Geek. We don't know his number yet. We're taping that match on Sunday. Him and Jimmy Derry are playing off in a battle to find out who gets the high number, who gets the low number, and those numbers will be revealed next Tuesday when that match drops here. Gentlemen, is there anything else you'd like to mention before we let you go?
Well, I actually want to say from the Movie Trivia Face-Off here live, congratulations to a person who I have been talking to since my beginnings in the fan list, who has helped me a lot getting into studying, getting ready for some matches, and who is actually, I don't know if, let's say it, and who is actually going to be one of the special guest announcers in the World War Geek. The Geektacular champion, Kevin Smets, is going to be a father. So congratulations to him, and we will see him soon in World War Geek. From the bottom of our hearts, we are so happy for you, Kevin.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Kevin Smith, nice enough to help us announce World War Geek. Another congratulations we should send out to Adam Collins, who signed with Corruption in the Movie Trivia Schmodown. Actually, he was booked for this qualifying match. His name was on the wheel for the longest time, and then he got signed to the Schmodown itself. So he's got bigger fish to fry up in the big leagues, but we're very, very happy for Adam. Jeff, did you have anything you wanted to mention?
Nothing that I have written down. My big announcement was the Anytime Anywhere thing. And like I said, you guys keep an eye out on the Discord server. Here in the next couple of days, I'll be putting out some more information on that. All the details on how it works and stuff, and who can sign up for the first batch, and how we'll do the recordings and whatnot.
That's right. Very exciting announcement at the top of the show here. The Anywhere, Anytime belt. That's going to be defended here quite often in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. If you like title announcements, maybe check out World War Geek. We maybe have something for you there as well.
Maybe.
Tell you right. Maybe. You never know. But on behalf of David Garcia and Jeff Saunders, my name is Corey Morissette. Thank you very much for joining us this week on Geek Center, and we'll see you next time.